listening to Live from Studio 10. Full hour of live performance and interview on Vocalo.
From Chicago to the world, I'm Jesse Menendez, and this is Live from Studio 10. Studio 10 is the Jim and Kay Mabie performance studio at Chicago Public Media, and today we're pleased to bring you Local H. Chicago's legendary duo, Local H, has been delivering uncompromising rock for the last 25 years. In that time, they've become known for the classics such as Bound for the Floor and Hands on the Bible, and they've been widely praised for their recent concept albums, 12 Angry Months and Hallelujah, I'm a Bum. Now the band returns with yet another album jam-packed with catchy guitar-heavy thrashers. We're excited to welcome the guys in our studio to hear songs off their new album, Hey Killer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Local H.
Here we go, City Knives. City black, city white, stuck in the red and skipping like a stammer. Fist full of sharks, it's like a ton. A fist full of sharks, it's like the stone hammers. Fist full of sharks and a pitch black panic. Fist full of sharks, addicted to the steady. City knives, city knives, city knives. I think you should be leaving city knives. Yeah, run for your lives. That's city knives. Yeah. I'm in black, I'm in blue, stuck in the red, succumb to complications. So back to bones, split up a lip, all back of bones in a semi-favorite nation. So back to bones and a high panic. So back to bones, addicted to the steady. City knives, city knives, city knives, city knives, city knives. You think you should be leaving city knives? Yeah, run for your lives. That's city knives. Oh! City knives, city knives. You're on for your lives. That's city knives, city knives. You think you should be leaving city knives? Yeah, run for your lives. That's city knives. That's city knives. Oh! 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 That cactus choking on the scenery. Milk grist to feed the machinery. Fairy tales and useless fables. Prayers at the children's table. Hands are thirsty. This says welcome to the family. All hail the cult of Misanthrope. The church and then the steeple. Bring out the weak and feeble. This world that turns down the thought of you dead. says you're welcome to the family. I'll hail the cult of his vanity. The church and then the steeple bring out the weak and feeble. This world that turns down the thought of you dead. I chloroform the evil. There's nothing worse than people. This world that turns down the thought of you dead. That says you're welcome to the family. Come join the cult of sterility. The church and then the people bring out the weak and feeble. There's nothing worse than people. There's nothing worse than people. This world that turns down the thought of you dead. Thought of you dead. Thought of you dead. Thought of you dead. Dead! With black flags at half mast, you're outclassed by your past. The last of the innocent men, the age group champion. Your lungs are made of leather, you're a lonely shade of gray. You tighten up the tether, you wind yourself for days. I believe you'll recover. I believe you'll recover soon. I believe you'll recover. I believe you'll recover soon. The age group champion, saved by the sound of the bell. The age group champion wouldn't know all your life. Holding scared people back all your life. Defending your attack. Feel my face now anyway, and all these ticks will soon betray that I have long checked down to this fight. Teaching lessons never learned, authority you've never earned. Must be nice to always be right. All your life, holding scared people back. All your life, defending your attack. We could skip the third degree. I surrender to you happily. I'm ready to repeat the charade. Drew into my loving cup, a masterclass in shutting up, wallow in the mess that we made. All your life, holding scared people back. All your life, defending your attack. Can't wipe on your happy face, you're proud to be in sad disgrace. One more that's fit to be tied. All your life, all your life. Sympathy that reads like a poem, a litany of sticks and stones. Drew into my loving cup, masterclass in shutting up, wallow in this mess alone. All your life, all your life, all your life, all your life. Can't wipe off your happy face, you're proud to be in sad disgrace. One more that's fit to be tied. All your life, 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 all your life. I can't feel my face now anyway, and all my ticks will soon betray that I have long checked out of this fight.
You're listening to Local H on Live from Studio 10. We'll talk to the band and bring you more live music right after this. If you're just joining us, this is Live from Studio 10 on Vocalo. Joining me in studio are Ryan and Scott of Local H. Gentlemen, how are we?
Good.
Hey, I like that in unison.
Yeah.
That comes from a year of touring and doing harmonies at some point, right?
It comes from eating a lot of lunches together.
A lot of lunch dates.
Ordering off of the same menu at the same time.
Right.
I could imagine how that
Precisely.
happens. So let's go ahead and start with the songs that you guys chose. First, we'll do the one that you picked for the introduction to this conversation. We're Coming Out by The Replacements, which, by the way, I've listened to since I saw you selected it. Man, such a frenetic track, man.
Yeah, it's really great. That whole record is amazing. And that was one of the things going into making the record was listening to that record a lot and just kind of the great thing about it is, you know, it's tight and there's all these great songs, but there's really a sense that anything can happen on that record. And it's tight, but it's not too tight, you know. It's a really phenomenal record. And the sound of his voice is just incredible.
Now, did you know that you wanted to revisit The Replacements?
I think when we were writing City of Knives, and I was like, the chorus melody like felt like a Replacements thing to me. And so when that happened, I was like, let's just go for that. And so I started listening to that record a lot, and it was just like, just kind of going for broke, you know, that kind of sound. You know, and maybe some people forget that that's what they sounded like, and they were really great.
Yeah. This year, you celebrate 25 years of Local H. Do you see that as a milestone, something to celebrate?
No.
I kind of figured you would answer that.
I mean, I'm not really one for looking back, but this seemed like a good time to do it, you know? Just kind of like, you know, it just kind of sneaks up on you, you know, doesn't it? I mean, I think time does that. And it was just kind of like, all right, I'll stop being a Grinch about the past and just kind of look back at it. And so it's been kind of fun and interesting.
When you think back on it, what was it, if you can remember, what got you excited about creating music to begin with? Before you even picked up a guitar, just the notion.
I mean, since I was a little kid, I would pretend that that a tennis racket was a guitar and, a broom was a guitar and all that. So, I mean, just pretending to be Elvis as a 5-year-old was the first thing.
Yeah. Do you have to keep finding, like the replacements for this album, do you have to keep finding things to get you, I don't want to say interested because you're consistently interested in music, but things to get you going creatively?
Yeah, I mean, there's always something that will take you outside of your box. And for a long time, that would be just playing with different people or playing in other bands or learning a band's catalog just so you figure out different ways to write songs. And that's always really helped. And just kind of like figuring out a way to take something from everything. It doesn't matter what it is, and try to incorporate it into what you think in your musical world view, I guess.
At this point, the guitar with the bass pickups has become a Scott Lucas signature. At one point, you had a bassist.
Yeah.
How was it trying to figure out how to achieve both sounds at the beginning?
I mean, it was something that we still work on, and it has to be sort of very right. Like with the bass, like the bass setup that you have here and the bass amp here. I'm like really struggling to make that happen, and there's a certain alchemy to it, and a certain all the stuff and the equipment. It's all got to sort of be right, and I don't know. I mean, you're trying to just give the illusion that there's another person on stage, and then that's all it is. Just trying to keep the bottom going and stuff like that.
This is live from Studio 10 on Vocalo, and we're talking with Local H. I don't want to gloss over the fact that there's a new face in the room, certainly, since the last time I spoke with you.
Right.
I don't have to tell you, Scott, you've had some fantastic drummers alongside you, Joe and Brian. They've respectively helped establish the Local H sound. Mm-hmm. What were you looking for in a new drummer? Someone to come in and pick up where Brian left off, or were you looking for someone to come in and maybe bring a new flavor to the formula?
You're just looking for somebody so you can keep going, But Ryan had toured with us 10 years ago, and he's toured with us on and off in other bands that he's played in, and I've made a couple of records with Ryan, and so, I don't really think I ever thought of anybody else for the gig, I guess. I did not think he couldn't do it.
When you get that call to join Local H full-time, how do you feel?
I was very surprised, but like Scott was saying, we've known each other for a long time, so the ins and outs of playing in different bands with him and just seeing him and doing different things with him is it was kind of like it was already there, but he just decided to be like, hey, why not give him a call? It's definitely an exciting opportunity, and I've been doing this my whole life. So,
yeah. Do you bust out the catalog and get your chops up on Local H material to get up to speed?
Oh yeah, you gotta. I mean, you gotta make sure that you are playing the songs in a proper representation of how you first heard them, but you also don't want to just mime it all. You want to put your own touch on them. And
so now, how about with Hey Killer? You're talking about miming some of the older stuff, which it's already there. The template's there. You got to play what's there. But with the new stuff, do you find yourself departing from what Brian did, from what Joe did?
I wouldn't say departing, but I mean, in a way, like, we all have our own style, so each time it's going to be a little bit different. But with this, I just felt like when Scott and I wrote this on very short notice, it was just kind of like, let's put this together and make something work.
I mean, there's you could say template. There is a template. It's like, beat the crap out of the drums, I mean, and that is that.
Gotta be a heavy hitter.
Yeah, and as long as you do that, you can do whatever you want, and so that's really the kind of thing
that's the advice you gave. Look, man, just beat the hell out of the drums. We'll see where this goes.
Well, nobody has to tell Ryan to beat the crap out of the drums. It's like they owe him money. So I mean, that was the part that you don't have to.
I know before that you guys, before you actually went into the studio to record some of these songs, you guys had toured for about a year or so. Was that an intentional grace period to get Ryan up to speed?
Definitely.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, there's you want to make sure that that we're tight and that the chemistry is there, and I guess paying our dues as the new two-piece before we go in and lay something down.
I like that. During that period, are you two bouncing ideas back and forth for what songs might be?
Yeah, I think there's always, we were on tour for pretty much a year, and every time we load in and we would jam a sound check or something, we get a riff and an idea, and we just keep it on the back burner.
I've gotten really good at just recording riffs right away. I mean, we just recorded a new riff while we were setting up in there. So
that's awesome.
So maybe in a year we'll look back and go, oh, that's pretty good, or we won't.
So we got another Local H album in the works already.
We're already working on it.
Unofficially.
Yeah.
Scott, the last two albums were conceptual in that they had themes that ran through them. On Hey Killer, that's not necessarily the case. Do you start writing an album knowing whether or not there's going to be a concept, or is that only developed when the first song comes to fruition?
Like the last two records, I knew right away that 12 Angry Months was going to be what it was about. I knew it would be a breakup record, and I wanted it to be explicitly that. The concept of having the 12 different months came later, but as soon as I was done with that, I was kind of like, all right, enough navel gazing, let's look around what's going on outside of my little world. And I knew right away that the next record would be a political record, like almost before 12 Angry Months was done. So, then there came that charge that it's like, oh, why you always make concept records? And I was like, oh, all right, so...
And by the way, who's telling Scott Lucas, oh, why do you always make concept records? I imagine that guy gets a fist in the mouth.
We got a lot of people really upset. Like, man, this is not a good country to talk about politics in.
No.
And that was why we wanted to make that record. It's ridiculous. It's like, I'll never listen to you again. It's like, you haven't even heard the record. You don't even know what I think, I mean, I don't like Bush, but,
So you were obviously getting feedback from listeners in Texas.
Yeah. That's exactly where it came from, was Texas. They weren't too happy. They weren't none too happy about what we were talking about.
Let's dive into Hey Killer. I really dig the track One of Us. I like the way it starts. It's really subtle in how it gets. At first, when I'm listening to the song, I'm like, okay, this is going to be an acoustic track. And eventually Ryan comes in and then it gets a little more aggressive. What leads you to start a song off like that, with just simple strumming, your voice?
That's just, like, there's only two of us, so you kind of have to, a big part of making a song is dynamics. That's kind of all you really have sometimes to write a song. And, I mean, that's just an old trick, since Stairway to Heaven. You start out quiet, and then you build more, and then by the end you're making a racket.
So in that moment, you really are just thinking, okay, this song needs a little something different. There needs to be something dynamic about it. We can't just come in balls to the wall.
Well, I mean, that riff was something that I woke up, had in my head, and I went in the other room and started playing it on an acoustic. So, writing that whole song on an acoustic and knowing that that it could be balls to the wall later. Yeah. So just bringing it in, putting all the other stuff.
There's something also compelling about this song. It sounds like it could be a pep talk, or you're trying to pat somebody on the back. Hey man, you were just as tough as you needed to be. You're always one of us. But then toward the end, it almost takes a twist, and you're wondering, like, well, is this person no longer with us?
Right.
When you end and you're talking about locking the bathroom door and going to sleep on the floor.
Right. Yeah, it's a song that came up with while I was walking, lyrically, while I was walking to a sort of a wake of a friend of mine, and like, there's lots of songs like this about someone who dies and about death, and but I wanted it to be sort of like an unapologetic song. It's kind of like sort of make it triumphant, and that was the thinking of the song, was like to not apologize and not try to. I mean, there's a lot of that on this record. There's sort of that tendency, like in art and especially in movies, where, you show somebody doing drugs and drinking, and then at the end they clean themselves up, and it's like, that was a bad life. And it's like, it wasn't all bad. Can we be honest and say, drugs and drinking can be fun as well. You know, I mean, some people die. You know, that's the way it goes. But
the time you climbed up the flagpole, that was hilarious.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Let's not lie about things. And so, I mean, that was one of the ideas of that song.
I really like the line, "We're all one of us sooner or later." Is that a nod to mortality?
Yeah.
Is that the one of us we end up all being?
Exactly. Then that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have a song like that, and I guess, you know, I'm talking about the lead in. First, I was listening to the lyrics, and then I'm wondering why it's so subtle as it begins. Is that because you want to respect the content of the song? I know you're talking about dynamics, but overall, the song has an underlying melancholy to it.
Right. It's a funeral song. You know, it is. But it doesn't glorify the person or glorify us as people. You know, it's kind of, you know, I wanted there to be humor in it and things like that.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be somber. It's, you know, it's not MLK from U2 or anything like that. You know, I'm not talking about Martin Luther King. I'm talking about a friend of ours. And, you know, there you go.
If you're just joining us, this is live from Studio 10 on Vocalo, and we're talking with Local H. When you have a song like this, Ryan, for someone who doesn't have to be told to beat the hell out of a drum kit, do you have to show some restraint?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the first songs we made up besides Misanthrope. Right. So, you know, it was kind of like we had the harder one, and then we had the softer one. And, you know, for me, I was just like, I wanted to play something that suited it, but, I mean, you have to leave room for the melody. It's not like I can bash all over the place, you know?
Yeah, and those songs were, like, very much like the flip side. Like, Misanthrope was sort of like the dark side of death, and then this was sort of like, I don't know, the bright side of death.
You see that, even though he didn't set out to make a concept record, here we go.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, with those first two songs, there was a thought that we would do that, you know, and then there was a thought about religion, and you know, a part of me wanted to make a record about religion, especially for the people who were angry about a political record. It's like, all right, you don't like that? You're really not going to like this.
Or you're going to love this.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But, I mean, there are three themes that keep popping up on the record, and it's religion, death, and the blues. And so that's kind of what the record is about, like that holy trinity of,
and within
that
blues, there's a lot of self-analyzing going on. Like a song like I Am a Salt Mine.
Right.
This individual, I don't know if it's you, but this guy used to be a gold mine, turned into a salt mine. I'll never lose, that's what I choose. It's very self-deprecating.
Well, I mean, that's the idea that we were talking about of, you know, this constant idea that you've got to apologize for not living like everyone else does. And you know, some people don't want to be perfect.
This is the loser's anthem.
Yeah, you know, some people, they don't mind, you know, drinking themselves to death. I mean, it's not...
Well, I don't think they think that the death is what's going to happen at the end of that bottle.
Well, you know, I mean, at a certain point, you got to figure it out, you know, and you know, you walk into a bar and there's people there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're going to be there every day. Not the worst way to go.
It's not bad to be a regular.
You know, so, but I'm not defending that. I'm against the idea that we have to constantly apologize for the way we want to live our lives.
Which brings me to Mansplainer.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I thought was going to be like a reaction to feminists saying that men can't talk about feminist issues or women's issues. But no, it's actually a masterclass in proud to be a sad disgrace. Is this another one of those homages to the regular Joe?
No, now that it was sort of this idea that I was at a party talking to Bill O'Reilly and just, you know, how much you just kind of wouldn't want to be in that conversation or at that party anymore, and you just want to let him have his way and get away as fast as possible. I mean, you know, there's a lot of people like that, and they're on television and they're on the radio and they're condescending and they think you don't get it, and it's you get it, you just don't agree, and that's kind of where that comes from. And I guess in a way, yeah, it does fit in with the idea of the other songs.
Yeah, sure. I was, when you released this track, a number of publications picked it up when we were writing about it, and one of the bylines for this song was like, Local H, bringing back grunge. And I was like, I'm not too sure about that. Do you see this? I'm not asking you to describe what you guys sound like, but do you see this as a grunge song?
Well, there's a Is there a Thrashmaster on that, or was it a Big Muff?
I think that one had the Big Muff.
It's got one of those, but that song actually, with all the stuff on it, was sort of our attempt at a psychedelic pop song. I mean, with all the background vocals and with the
Whammy
slide and all that kind of stuff. That's what we were trying to do. So that's about as good as we can do when we're trying to get outside the box.
No, I dig it. I love the track, for sure. I was just curious about the descriptor that was placed on it. And I'm not suggesting it's what everybody thinks
I think we were really surprised at how melodic it was, how poppy it was. I had no idea that it was going to come out that way. And it came out to be one of my favorite tracks on the record.
Actually, it's funny. This is probably the first track that I would point to hearing you talk about listening to the replacements were coming out. This one, in my opinion, has that same energy to it, the same catchiness.
Yeah. You definitely need hooks, I think.
Yeah. So let's talk about the song that you guys chose as the outro for this conversation, Rush's Working Man.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the other end of the spectrum for us on this record. And, there's like a few songs like John the Baptist Blues, where it's just kind of like, all right, let's see how many riffs we can jam into a song, and let's see how many drum rolls we can jam into a song.
Yeah, there's a lot of putting some pieces together, and we cut some of it off, and then we just thought we recorded it, and I think it was like almost 7 minutes, and we're like, all right.
That's hilarious, because Working Man is 7 minutes and 2 seconds.
Exactly. So, yeah, after that song I was like, damn, I listened to a lot of Rush.
Not a bad thing.
No.
Not a bad thing. Gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for making time for us. An absolute pleasure.
Sure.
Thanks for having us.
You're listening to Live from Studio 10. On the other side of the break, more live music with Local H. We'll be right back.
Way back me sad and ill. That's when I want some weird sin. Things get too straight, I can't bear it. I feel stuck on a pin. I'm trying to break in. I know it's not for me, and the sound of it all makes me sad and ill. That's when I want some weird sin. That's when I want some weird sin just to relax with. Yeah, some dumb weird sin for a while anyway. With my head on the edge, that's what you get on the edge. Some weird sin. Things get too straight, I can't bear it. I feel stuck on a pin. I'm trying to break in. I know it's not for me, and the sound of it all makes me sad and ill. That's when I want some weird sin. That's when I want some weird sin just to relax with. Yeah, some dumb weird sin for a while anyway. With my head on the edge, that's what you get out on the edge. Some weird sin. Some weird sin. Some weird sin.
All right, one of us.
Think back in '98, drug parties at your place. You were one of us. You were one of us. Yeah, you were semi-tough, and that was tough enough to be one of us. One of us, blissfully known to the things that will be. Was a friend through a text, told me you were the next of the one of us, to be none of us. Yeah, but a lust for life won't buy 1 minute at a heads will roll. John the Baptist blues. Yeah, the heads will roll. John the Baptist blues. Wash it red. Wake the dead. Break the bread. Blood's been shed. Jesus all around us. Who would you choose? Swinging like a Judas to the John Baptist blues. Hey, oh, hey, woe to the flesh that depends on the soul. John the Baptist blues. Your heads will roll. Hey, roll. Yeah, your head will fall. King Herod blues. The house will fall. John the Baptist blues. Washed in red. Blood's been shed. Break the bread. Feed your head. Jesus all around us. Who would you choose? Swinging like a Judas to the John Baptist blues. Hey, oh, hey, woe to the soul that
You've been listening to Live from Studio 10 on Vocalo. I'd like to thank Scott and Ryan, otherwise known as Local H, for being our guests this evening. Studio 10 is the Jim and Kay Mabie Performance Studio at Chicago Public Media. Our program is produced by Fyodor Saknovsky and engineered by Adam Yoffe. Our managing director is Sylvia Rivera. Now make sure to check out and subscribe to the Live from Studio 10 podcast by going to soundcloud.org/Vocalo, or you can search for it in the WBEZ iTunes store. Tune in next Tuesday at 8 o'clock for another awesome episode of Live from Studio 10. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. For everyone here at the studio, I'm your host, Jesse Menendez. Thank you all so much for listening. Tune in next time, and we'll do it all again.
You've been listening to Live from Studio 10 on Vocalo.